What's up, everyone? Welcome to Backlog and Beyond, the podcast where we talk about the old video games we want to beat and the new ones we play instead. I'm your host, Jeff Zavatero.
And I'm your other host, ting tang, walla walla bing bang, and this is episode 48.
I got cocky and I looked away because I thought I had it memorized and I didn't remember which one was beat and which one was play. And I had it right, which is the worst part.
That is the worst. Oh my god. The games we want to beat, play, beat.
Damn it. We are not live on Twitch or anything this week. We're recording at a new time and we didn't want to confuse people.
Right.
So we just canceled it all together.
I love it.
But it's probably for the best because we're going to be talking about some spoilerific titles.
That's a good point.
Because our main topic for tonight is video games moments that moved us, mostly made us cry. Because I can cry during media, but I can't cry during real life events. But first, we're going to start with Nathan. What are you playing?
I actually played more Spiritfarer, which I won't get into too much because that's actually one of my moments. But I just to kind of just to kind of drop the big info. I said goodbye to my first spirit, so it turns out you can't have all the spirits on your ship through the entire game. It's just impossible.
That sucks.
And I'm not going to say why because I don't want to spoil it for Emily or for you actually. But I did get my icebreaker attachment to the ship.
Oh, good.
So I'm now able to cross through the ice barrier. I went to a whole bunch of other towns and villages. It's so cool. And I also attached the Hermes attachment, so now my ship goes 20% faster. So it's really cool. I'm just loving this game so much. I've added another spirit to my boat as well. So I still have 6 spirits because I said goodbye to one. So I would have had 7, or I did have 7 at one point, but now I have 6. So, but
do you know how many spirits are total?
11, I think.
Oh, okay.
There's
so
11 spirits
you're
in
over
total.
halfway.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, I'm loving that game. It's great. It's beautiful. Still enjoying it. And then also played more No Man's Sky. I got to the space station in the story. Talked to like a bunch of aliens. Got some achievements for learning languages and stuff. And customized my dude to have a Captain America theme. So
nice.
Pretty cool.
America ruling the skies.
That's right.
I don't think I'm gonna be beating Spiritfarer in the near future.
That's fine.
I every time I think about it, I dread it. And then I listen to Alex's podcast about how you have to forgive yourself for abandoning projects, and I'm like, that's right.
Yep.
I can.
That was a great episode.
I felt guilty because we did the give it an hour, and you're like, I wanna beat this. I want us to do a spoiler cast. I want us to have the dev on. This is the best game this year. And I'm like, okay. And
I know.
I enjoyed it, but the management is just scaring me.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It can be a little daunting because I agree. I felt that same pressure of, oh crap, I got to keep these people happy all the time.
Yep.
But
and then watching Emily cook, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I know. It's just a management game. That's what it is, really. But it's just they do a nice job of telling the story in between so well that I feel like that's why I love it so much because I really don't like management games.
No, it's the story and the interactions that really make me want to continue. But
an exploration.
I don't know. Maybe I'll just watch Emily streams and call it a win.
Yeah, no, I honestly don't think you should play it unless you really want to, because then you're not gonna like it anyway.
I think I'm gonna jump into Disco Elysium though.
Nice. God, I want to jump into that too. I love the vibe of that game so much.
Me too. Awesome. Well, this week, me and Emily actually started It Takes Two.
Oh,
so,
cool.
We're playing that as well.
Nice.
I told her not to watch our stream or our Let's Play.
Good call.
And it takes her a lot longer, so we're in no danger of catching up to where we are when we play. So there won't be a point where I surpass us.
That's good.
But we did just beat the vacuum.
Oh, okay.
So that was really nice.
That's awesome.
I forgot how terrifying it is that
right?
you make him suck out his own eyes.
I know, it's so dark. It's holy shit.
I know, everything's so lighthearted, and they're like, how do we kill him? Make him suck out his own eyes.
Yeah, that's twisted.
Yeah. And then I picked up Monster Prom XXL for the Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
And it's like a competitive dating sim.
Oh,
and
interesting.
It could be up to 4 players, and you're all monsters at a high school, and prom is in the short mode 2 weeks away.
Okay.
And you take turns spending each day going to different parts of the school and wowing particular monsters to go to prom with you. And there was one point where it's the one that Emily was trying to woo came to me and goes, "What's your opinion on Emily?" And like I could be really mean or really nice. So that was a lot of fun. We did the short mode, and it was like a 45-minute game, and it was a lot of fun. And then at the end, it shows how many endings that are possible,
Okay.
and how many you've gotten so far.
Oh, nice. Nice.
And there's like 100 and something endings to that game, so it's pretty cool.
Wow, that's a lot of endings.
I know. And then that's not even the DLC. It also came with the DLC. So
my God.
I know. So we'll get some good replay out of that.
That's awesome.
Maybe a party game, but there's like a lot of downtime.
Okay.
Because you take turns making moves, and it's fun to read their story, but you're like, when's my turn?
Right. Okay, I want to go now.
Yeah.
I'm getting bored.
When's me?
It's
Do me.
It's me.
Amazing. Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, so that was that. Next, we're going to move on to the news. The big topic of the week was, of course, the Nintendo Indie World, which we're going to get to in a second.
Mm-hmm.
But they did announce that Resident Evil 4 is coming to VR and exclusively the Oculus Quest.
That's crazy.
Which means anyone without an Oculus Quest or Quest 2 will not be able to play it, even Rift owners, which is ridiculous.
I'm so sad because I was so looking forward to playing a Resident Evil 4 remake, and I don't get to.
Well, I feel like they're still gonna remake it regular, like they have been, like in flat.
I think you're right. It's just not. It's not soon. You know.
You're right.
So
yeah, hopefully it is the next one though.
Yeah, right. Hopefully.
But yeah, if you want, I'm probably gonna pick that up. You could play it on your Quest before you let the Quest go.
That's true. I could do that. I didn't think about that.
But like the graphics look the same. They just moved it into first person.
Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. All right. Well.
Yeah. I thought that it was gonna be like a third person over the shoulder VR, but no, they made the whole thing first person.
Dang. That's insane. So they just overhauled the original one.
Yeah. They're like, let's not change anything except it's from the character's point of view.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm stoked. I'm going to play it.
Cool.
It doesn't look like a simple port. Like they put a lot of work into it, which I think is dope.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah. So we're going to move on to Nintendo Indie World, and we're just going to go down and just list things that we found interesting.
Cool.
It was only about 25 minutes, so there wasn't a whole lot there.
No, there wasn't.
There was a couple things I wasn't interested in, but there was some stuff I was. I don't think there's anything like new I'm interested in though.
Yeah, right.
So yeah. What'd you like?
The Longing, like that one game where you just spend what is it like actual is it 400 days or is it 300 days?
400 in real life.
Yeah, real
days.
time 400 days you have to wait for the event to happen at the end of the game. And it's out on Switch now, apparently, which I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they released it. That was one of the ones that Steven from Unto the End recommended us, right?
I don't know if it was that one. Was it that one?
I think that was one of the 6 that he gave us for Give It an Hour.
I think you're right.
Because I remember looking at it and thinking I want to play it, but I'm like, there's no way I can get even close.
Yeah, so it's interesting. You just got to pick your time and just do what you want to do for 400 real-time days within the game. But I'm wondering if you just bought it, then started it, then just put it away for 400 days and didn't do anything.
You can. You don't. It said you don't have to play this game.
But I mean, can you reset it if you want to? Reset the counter, or is that's it? It's hit the 400th day, and I imagine you can. I imagine you just delete the save, delete everything, and then it just refreshes or whatever.
Yeah.
Or you can change your Switch clock to 400 days ahead.
I know. I was thinking that too. I'm like, but the reward.
I know.
I'd have to put it on a calendar,
right.
Hey, remind me.
I want to check this game out on this day. Hindsight looked pretty cool, which is coming out later 2021. Shredder's Revenge, they showed some actual gameplay of that. That looks dope.
Yeah, that looked really fun.
Dude.
And they just did an episode on Kane and Rince podcast where they talked about that and the Simpsons arcade games.
Oh, nice.
From the past. So it made me really excited to pick this one up.
Yeah, dude, I'm so excited for Shredder's Revenge. I want to play through it. Whether I have time to play with people or not, I just want to play through it just to kind of relive those days, playing Ninja Turtles till 2 a.m. on my Sega.
Who are you gonna play as?
That's a good question, actually. I've always been a Donatello kind of guy.
Yeah, I heard he's the slowest attack, but he has the biggest range because he's got the big pole.
Yeah, he can do that spin attack with his staff. It's so cool. Either that or Raph. Raph's really fun.
He's got the daggers, right?
Yeah.
And then I really like Leonardo. I like the 2 swords.
Leonardo has the swords. Yeah, you're right. Raph has the daggers.
Yeah.
And then Michelangelo has the nunchucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's which one?
I forgot Michelangelo's name, so I was hoping you'd drop it. I was like, the nunchuck one.
The nunchuck dude, the orange guy. Yeah, that and they announced Oxenfree too, which is huge. I've never played Oxenfree.
Me neither.
But it's Like so many people were so hyped for this, and I could see why because it looks awesome. Um, and then I think the biggest thing I was the most excited for out of the entire show was Road 96. Like
Yeah.
the in-depth like look at the iterations that they were showing. Like there was thousands of different paths you could take. It was insane. I was just like, there's gonna be like almost too much replayability for me, to be honest. But
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. And I love that freedom of knowing that you can make your own decisions and the story will change accordingly.
Yeah.
Now my question is, how many actual endings are there going to be? You know,
Yeah.
like sure, there are going to be thousands of iterations, but are
Yeah,
there
they
only
said
like
148,268 possibilities, but they can only go to so many different places.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like I wonder if they just replace, like, for instance, like let's say if you hitchhike, right? You have a chance
Yeah.
of maybe getting picked up by like a truck driver or a woman or whatever, who knows? And maybe that conversation and that little scene might be different, but ultimately
Yeah.
does that scene end up in the same next scenario? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Mhm.
I imagine the endings have to stop at some point. They can't have that many different endings. That'd be
True. Yeah.
insane.
I am a bit overwhelmed looking at it, but it is the kind of choice that we asked for, and so I feel obligated to play.
I know, right? We ask for it all the time. It's like we want full, we want to basically,
I want choices to matter.
yeah, exactly.
Not like that.
Not like life. Not like real life choices where they're overbearing and they feel endless and
Absolutely.
Anyway, so that was
I would
mine.
add a couple to that.
Yeah.
Ollie Ollie World looks really fun.
Oh, yeah.
And then I picked up the 2-pack for the first 2 games for $3 on Switch.
Oh, was it that free running one?
Kinda, except it's skateboarding.
Oh, not the Ollie Ollie one. You said you picked up a 2-pack?
The 2-pack of Ollie Ollie.
Oh, gotcha.
There's
Okay.
this Ollie Ollie World is going to be like a new kind of concept for it, but
Oh.
the first 2 games were very similar, and so
Never
those
heard
were
of
on sale from 15 down to 3, so I picked those up.
Oh, cool.
So it's not free running, but it's like constantly moving, side scrolling.
Yeah, the skateboarding one. I saw that.
Yeah,
That looks really cool. I like the art style a lot.
Yeah, me too. And then so the old ones were even more simplistic and like 16-bit, I want to say.
Oh,
and then
okay.
so this one's like a completely new direction.
Interesting. Yeah,
Mhm.
I never heard
So-
of this game. This is the first time I've heard of it, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
So
Cool. So next thing I really liked, of course, was Last Stop, which is
Oh,
coming
yeah.
out in July, which is sooner than I thought.
Oh, yeah.
I'm super excited for this game, and that gameplay looked a lot smoother than the last time we saw it. Like,
Yeah.
I felt like the first time it looked clunky,
yeah, choppy.
and I'm like, well, I'll still enjoy it, but they definitely improved what they showcased.
I also like the fact that there was more storylines. I didn't realize there was just more than the one. So that's kind of interesting too.
Yeah. So I think it's also coming out for Xbox or PC Game Pass.
Oh, nice.
So I think I will play it there.
Cool.
But it is nice that I have the option of the Switch.
Right. Yeah, because I've noticed that like as much as I want to get into PC gaming, like my desk is just not made for that because I don't have enough room or like space to like get comfortable on this desk, specifically this desk. And there's just nowhere to put it. And I think it's like a family thing. So I don't like, I'm not just gonna get rid of their desk, obviously. So it's just really hard to get comfortable with mouse and keyboard on this specific desk because there's just not enough room to reach my arms out, I guess, comfortably.
True.
Like
There's very few games I like mouse and keyboard though.
Yeah, I know, and it's true. So it's like honestly, I'm just kind of stuck with the controller aspect. I'm not stuck because it's a good option. It's a good option. But yeah. Anyway, it's a little bit of a off-topic conversation. Yeah, exactly. I digress.
Let's just talk about your background that the listeners.
So
can't
anyway,
see.
exactly. Give it
you play
forward.
so you play PlayStation there and you're fine, but like mouse and keyboard makes it weird.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
fair.
awkward where my arms are, and like eventually like my wrist starts to hurt. Like I can do it for work, oddly enough. I wonder if it's because of the mouse I'm using. That could actually be it. Maybe if I switched up the mouse, because I'm using a vertical mouse for work, and it is phenomenal. I love this thing.
Oh.
It's so good. It's so good for work. And honestly,
That's freaking me out.
I know my wrist does not hurt because you hold it like this.
Oh.
Yeah, they hold it. It's really nice, almost like you're holding a can of soda.
I'll look into that eventually.
Yeah, no, it's my wrist does not hurt anymore when I work. But when I play games, I use this mouse, which is like a little piece of crap. Just this little normal standard.
Yeah. Okay.
Piece of
So
shit.
yeah, you need something good.
Yeah.
I kind of committed to Razer. Everything I got was once I got the keyboard, I'm like everything has to match.
Razer's nice. Razer makes some really
Yeah.
good stuff.
And I could do the really nice, color. It goes all the way
The
across.
RGB.
Yeah, I even thought about getting the light up like mouse pad.
Heck yeah, that'd be badass.
I know. Maybe someday.
If you're gonna be streaming, you got to get like RGB lights all around, like your whole room is RGB.
I'm gonna get like my lights to sync up to it. It's gonna be dope.
Oh, that'd be badass.
Yeah. So great. We're gonna move on to our main topic, which is moments that moved us in video games. And these are games that made us feel emotions or sometimes cry, sometimes for happy or sad reasons. We kind of had the same, a very similar list, so we don't have a full 10. We're up to 9. So 9 moments that moved us. And Nathan's going to kick us off.
Cool. So my first one is going to be from the Telltales Walking Dead. So if you've not played this game, if you want to play this game, skip this section, give it like a couple minutes, and move on from there. So the moment for me was the obvious one, I think for a lot of people, was when Lee got bit by the zombies and was bleeding out, and he knew he was going to turn. And I think the saddest part about this scene was that him just trying to reassure Clementine that you're going to be fine and you're strong. And meanwhile, she's like begging him not to change. Like, she's like, please don't change. And he's like, you have to do it. You have to go. But then you have the option of like having her shoot you or just go and just leave.
Yeah. Let him turn.
And I honestly forgot what I chose. I feel like now, like, if I had the choice, like if it was my daughter, like one of my girls, and they had to watch me either turn or shoot me, or not watch me, I guess I would rather them leave. Yeah. I would rather them leave and I will turn and that's just it. The worst thing that could happen is they'd come across me later somewhere for some reason. They'd have to see me as a zombie.
If for some reason someone unhandcuffed you.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's true. He was handcuffed. So that'd be the worst case scenario. But, I would definitely not want them to have to shoot me. Like, spare them something,
I wouldn't want that either. If there was no way to like secure me, maybe I would have them shoot me. But
right.
I also don't think I could make the choice to shoot someone like that.
What I don't understand is why he just didn't shoot himself. But,
save the bullet.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, it's a good point. That bullet's very important. It's a very good point. Don't waste a bullet on me. That's a good point.
So she would have had to like bludgeon him.
Oh God, would have been worse. But yeah, I think this was actually the first time I remember crying in a video game, like personally. Yeah. But yeah, it's just, and then of course you have the option of telling Clementine you're gonna miss her, which was just so sad. And it's like the conversation is just so depressing, and it's just, yeah, I couldn't hold it in. I think.
Oh, that was a rough one.
Yeah, that was, I think, one of my top 5 for sure. Hence why it's here. Yeah, on this top 5 list.
One of mine is also from that game, so we're just going to continue. If you're still trying not to listen, we're going to continue to spoil The Walking Dead.
Cool.
My first one is the death of Duck.
Oh, yeah.
So Duck. Aside from Clementine, Kenny and his family were the only friends that Lee had during the apocalypse. And he goes through most of this game with this family. They finally find a train and they're heading for the coast so that they can get a boat with this which is Kenny's plan. Like, yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to live on a boat and nothing can get to us. And then his son Duck gets bitten. He gets progressively worse and worse, and Katja cradles him in the passenger seat of the train. But Kenny doesn't want to confront it because he assumes once they get there, everything will work itself out. But then it becomes apparent that it is time to say goodbye to Duck. So they stop the train to lay him to rest. So Kenny and Katja and Duck go out into the woods to shoot him. You hear the gunshot, but then you hear Kenny yell, and it turned out Katja killed herself.
Oh my God, that's right.
And Duck is still alive, and you come across Kenny, and you have to make the choice to make Kenny kill his son or do it for him. Oh, and I made the choice to do it for him.
Right.
But I watched the choice to have him do it, and he's like, he's your son, man, you got to do it.
Right.
And he holds the gun and he's so still about it, and it doesn't look like he's gonna do it, and right as you go to reassure him, he pulls the trigger.
Wow.
And it's like the rest of the game, like he's broken, and then he's like so like macho and pushes his way, and he has an incredible story arc.
He does. He really does.
In this game and the next. And that will actually be another one of my moments. All right. So yeah, that's it. When
God.
Duck dies from The Walking Dead, like that,
It's
absolutely.
rough.
It was because like whenever you get the option of who you're gonna feed, it was always the kids. And Duck
Always.
was kind of annoying, and it was
Yeah.
a little bit his fault that the guy in the first episode died.
Yeah.
But like he's very sweet.
He's a kid.
He's a kid.
Doesn't know any better. You know,
Yeah.
that's his
And
time to make mistakes.
They did their best to like shield him from the horrors of what was going on.
Right.
For him to feel somewhat normal, but so it kind of in a way like killing him was like killing like this isn't gonna end.
Right.
This is how it is now, and you can't shield anyone from it.
Yeah, you can't stop this. You have to just be honest with everybody and just tell them this is how it is, because that's for their protection, unfortunately.
He was like the last bit of innocence.
God, depressing. Cool. So my next one's going to be the Last of Us game, a spoiler. So spoiler alert, if you want to play The Last of Us and you have not yet, skip ahead. So this was this is actually very early on in the game too, so it's really not that big of a spoiler. But you know, it is kind of a moment that I think people want to be able to experience on their own. But this is a moment when Joel and oh crap, what's his brother's name? Can't believe I just
oh no.
Is it his brother? No, it's not.
They just cast him in the movie too, but it's Diego Luna.
Yeah, oh my god, I can't believe I'm forgetting his brother's name.
Joel's brother.
Oh my god. So Joel and your brother they're trying to get Tommy. That's right. You're trying to get out of the city basically in Tommy's truck. And at one point Joel and his daughter they get off the path and they're trying to just head for the gate, you know, for the bridge basically where the army is. And they're so close, and they're getting chased by zombies. And then one of the military members takes out the zombies behind them, and the military members ordered to shoot them because they are, you know, that they're at this point they're just they're just mass killing everyone. Anybody that was in that city, they're just killing.
And they
them.
were directly exposed to zombies, so like they didn't want to take the risk.
Yep. So instead of letting them pass, the military guy shoots, and Joel tries to you know, take the bullet, and he doesn't, unfortunately, and his daughter is shot. And this was like one of the hardest things for me to watch because, you know, what's really funny though is the first time I played this game, it was sad, but I was like, oh, that sucks. I played the remastered version. This was after I had kids.
Yeah.
And it broke me. Like, it was just him trying to console her and her just trying to tell her that she's going to be okay. And the sound of her being in pain and so scared just like tore me open. It was just so tough to hear her like cry and just being just like so scared of like dying, and Joel trying to stay so strong for her. And it was just like, oh my God. And the way he holds her, and then like she doesn't say anything, and he's like begging for her not to be dead, and she dies in his arms, and it's just like, oh my God. It's just,
I think the saddest part is like he was reassuring her, and he looked to Tommy.
Yeah.
And he looked back at her, and in that moment, she died.
Yeah.
Like, in the moment he looked away,
Yes.
she passed. It was, like, I wasn't going to buy this game, and they released the first 20 minutes, which included this moment, and I watched it at work, and I was like, I'm paying full price for this game.
That was the moment he knew.
It was too good. Like,
I
I couldn't. Did
Hands
you
down.
play the original on PlayStation 3? I don't think you had a PlayStation 3 at that point.
I did play the original. I didn't.
Did you pick up another PlayStation 3?
No, so I didn't get the PlayStation 3 till what, like 2 years into the cycle or something? It was like,
I don't know, but you sold me yours before that game came out.
I did play it though. I did.
Okay,
I
maybe
did.
you borrowed, like maybe we lived together or something. I don't know, but
Maybe.
like because
You sure?
that was like the last big game on the PlayStation 3.
No, I think I played it for the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, you might have played the remastered first.
Was it the remastered or was it backwards compatible?
No, PlayStation 4 was not backwards compatible.
No?
They released them remastered with the console.
Okay, I did not play the remastered though originally. I did not. I can guarantee you that. I did play the original. So I must have played it before. Like I must have.
Yeah, I may have made you, or like maybe. Oh, Randall bought one. Randall bought a PlayStation 3, and you lived with him, and you played through all of the
That's right.
Uncharted games.
That's
That's how you did
right.
it.
I played through all the Uncharted games. I played the Beyond Two Souls game. I think that's where I played.
Yeah,
That's where I played The Last of Us. Was on
that was
his.
in your guys' living room. I remember
Yes.
now.
Holy shit. That's it.
Yeah,
That's it. Wow.
mystery solved. We did it.
Good job.
All right, end of the episode. 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Joel's daughter. That was that was rough.
Yeah. Great. So I'm gonna move back to the Walking Dead episode 2.
All right.
And these are kind of like two mini ones. So at the end of The Walking Dead, Kenny's been giving a lot of crap to Ben, who is like a high school kid who he deems responsible for them, you know, them having to leave the motel where everything was great, and that's before everything went to hell. Because I think he was giving their prescriptions away to this group. Anyway,
Gotcha.
there is a moment where Ben is dying and he falls down, and in his moment of redemption, Kenny goes after him to save him and presumably dies.
Right.
Because you don't see it, but you just assumed it happens because there's no way he could have done that and survived. So then you're playing as Clementine in The Walking Dead season 2, and you come up to this group at a cabin, and the group starts to clear out, and there he is, Kenny with a beard, and it looks glorious.
Yeah. Right.
And he's with a new woman, and like the moment that Clementine, after seeing a recognizable face after so long, how they just drop everything and hug each other, like it was the sweetest thing.
It was awesome.
That's the most happy tears I've ever had in an episode, or like in a game. And then at the end of the game, I really like, I think there's 4 endings to the game, but you could see Kenny getting more and more aggressive with his decision making because his new significant other also dies. And you can either, at the end of the game, he's about to get stabbed by this woman that's joined your group that has had your back, and you could either let her do it or shoot her. And letting Kenny die was something I could never do. He was my ride or die.
Right.
So I chose to shoot her to save him.
Yeah, I did that too.
We took the baby, and we found the sanctuary. And if you find the sanctuary, they won't let Kenny in. They're like, we can't take anybody.
That's
and Kenny's like,
oh my
and
God.
Kenny's like, take them. And you're like, what? He's like, you have to go without me. Clementine, this is your best chance to survive.
Oh my God.
And he
I remember that.
leaves you at the gate, and it's the saddest shit. Like,
the writers absolutely hate Kenny.
Like they had to get rid of him either way, because when you get to the third game, either Kenny's dead, or like if Kenny's alive, what do you do with him?
Oh, that's a good point.
This was their way of letting Kenny go no matter what.
Oh my God.
And I loved that ending for Kenny.
That is so good. I didn't think about it that way. Like I didn't actually think to myself, well, if I don't kill Kenny, how are they going to continue on with the third story if somebody decided to kill him? Like I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
That's crazy.
So it was another like selfless redemption act on Kenny to complete his story. You don't know where he goes if you choose to let him live, but he can't be with you.
Oh my God.
I haven't played the other 2 games, so like maybe they found a way to bring him back.
I haven't either, actually. I think I played a little bit of the third one, but I didn't get far. So
yeah. So I started it, and I really didn't like anyone so far, so I stopped. Because you don't start as Clementine. You start as this other dude, and then you meet Clementine, and I'm all,
is it the Hispanic dude that you play as at the beginning?
I think so.
Yeah.
Like you start with this family drama, and I'm like, what is this? Give me Clementine.
I think I actually did play through that entire one, or most of it.
Yeah, I did not. I'm gonna get to it hopefully this year.
Cool.
Because Emily and I are playing the other ones. But
Nice.
yeah, so that The Walking Dead 2 reuniting and losing Kenny again.
Nice. God.
Yeah,
That's sad.
it is.
All right. So this is my third one. My third one. This one is in Red Dead Redemption 2. So if you don't want any Red Dead 2 spoilers, leave now. This is actually towards the very end of the game, prior to the prologue. But basically the setup is you were going after Micah, and you were going after, oh my God, brain fart. Vanderlyn.
Dutch.
You're going after Dutch. You're going after Dutch and Micah, basically. Like, this is the final hurrah, right? And you're getting, like, you're just taking out hundreds of guys with your guns, and you're just getting shot at left and right. And you're with John at the moment too. You and John are going after Dutch and Micah, and so you're at the like the lower part of the base of a hill, and you're taking fire, and then all of a sudden, your horse gets shot, and the horse falls down, and the horse is pretty much bleeding out, and it's gonna die, and Arthur, I don't know, it was the most beautiful thing that could have happened in that moment, because it's like he's under fire, there's not much he can do at that moment. He can't just like stay with his horse and be with his horse.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing he could do at that moment in time was to get down next to his horse, put his hand on him, and say thank you.
Yeah.
And that just like killed me, because it's like in that moment that's all you need to say, because the entire journey that you just spent with your horse, if for some reason you were able to keep your horse alive the entire game, which I did.
Yes, me too. Thank God.
Yeah, if you didn't lose your original horse and you got this far and you kept your horse alive and you were so proud of that, and then this happens.
Yeah.
It was so heartbreaking to lose your horse in that moment and then not be able to say goodbye to it properly. But the way that Arthur Morgan did say goodbye was just so sweet, and it was just like, and of course it's just so sad to know that his thank you to the horse was also probably one of his last good words to something in that world.
It was sadder than any, like I got more upset that when Arthur died. I'm like,
yeah, me too.
Yeah, Arthur died. That sucks.
I saw that coming.
Horse.
I saw that coming.
And they were in such a rush that like most people wouldn't even say goodbye at all.
Right.
But like he stopped in the gunfire. Thank you.
Oh my God. I was just like, ugh. Like I think I actually have myself playing that section on stream, or I think I have a recording of it somewhere on my YouTube. I don't know. I have to go back and look.
I haven't seen that. I want to see that.
But I didn't cry, but I was like visually upset. Like, and I think
I definitely teared up.
Yeah, my eyes welled up for sure. I didn't cry, but I definitely like there was like water approaching the surface of my eyelids.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
It was so rough. It was so rough. But yeah, any animal death is just like kills me.
Yeah. Same.
But yeah.
Okay. Yep. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
The next one for me, Final Fantasy VII. I'm gonna spoil the original game.
Okay.
A lot of people will point to Aerith's death because it is one of the iconic moments of all time. This one is different. It's also kind of a happy one, I guess. But so I think I explained this before on the podcast, and I kind of did a rough job of explaining it. And so here's the setting. 8 years ago, Cloud calls Tifa up to the water tower and says, I'm going to join Soldier. I'm going to leave, and I'm going to be like this famous superhero dude. And she's like, okay, but you have to come back and rescue me once, just so I can see what it feels like. And he promises her to do so. Present day, Cloud tells a story about how he came back as a soldier 5 years ago. But Sephiroth destroyed their town, killed both of their parents, but he saved Tifa in the moment she needed it most. She does not remember Cloud being there at all. So you're going through this game and you're like, why doesn't she remember? She remembers it as somebody else.
Oh, that's right.
But Cloud is insistent that it's him, but then she's like, no. And Sephiroth shows a picture, and he's not in the picture. There's another guy with long black hair, same clothes, same sword. They have a major accident, and Cloud goes into crisis mode, and they fall into the live stream, and they re-explore his life to see what really happened. And what happened is he never got into Soldier. He was on that trip, but he was a grunt, and he wore a helmet that covered his face. And whenever anyone tried to reference him, he looked away because he was so ashamed that he left to become a hero, and he came back as a lackey.
Oh, God.
And so you get to the part where Sephiroth destroys their town, and you get to the reactor where Sephiroth has then sliced Tifa, and she's laying there unconscious, like with a sword wound. And then the hero goes in, he gets attacked as well, and then Cloud comes in, removes his helmet, picks her up, takes her to safety, and then he grabs the sword and ends Sephiroth himself.
Nice.
So the realization from her that it really was him all along that saved her, really got to me. I was like, it was
That
like
is
such a
amazing.
sweet moment. She's like, "You were there.
Oh
You
my
did
God.
save me." And
Oh my
like it
God.
was,
Oh,
I was so touched in that moment. Like he didn't remember how it happened, but he did get to be the hero in that moment that he always wanted to be,
oh my God.
and I loved it.
That's
So
amazing.
that actually, of the ones we talked about so far, is the closest I've come to crying while we're
While
talking
talking about it, yeah, dude. I know. I got kind of choked up with The Last of Us just talking about that a minute ago.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
no, don't do it. Oh God. No, that's really good. That's really good.
yeah.
So my next one is going to be on Ghost of Tsushima.
Hmm.
So for those of you who do actually want to play through Ghost of Tsushima, I know Paul is trying to play through Ghost of Tsushima, so Paul, skip ahead if you do not
Yeah.
want to hear this spoiler. Um, give it like 5 minutes. You can always rewind. um, so this is I'm spoiling it for you too, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Um,
no, it's fine.
but it's actually not the worst spoiler, to be honest. Like
Okay.
if you had to give a spoiler for somebody, it's not the worst, because it really doesn't change the story at
Okay.
all.
So it's not
So
like the end of the game.
no, it's not. This is almost like the point of like the breaking
This one
point.
has the same subtitle as the
Yeah.
last game.
Yeah. I know. So, okay. So your horse dies in Ghost of Tsushima. The horse you
Okay.
pick originally. So this is the one that you get a new horse at the very beginning of the game. I named my horse Kage, which means shadow, I guess in Japanese. So
Yeah.
anyway, at one point when you're about to attack the Mongols, you've reunited with your uncle at this point, and you've kind of combined your armies, and you're about to attack. Well, I think what you do is you actually try to attack. You attempt to like sneak attack the Mongols
Hmm.
basically, and your uncle finds out that this is your plan, is to like try to attack, in the night, and like basically it's in a dishonorable way apparently. So when they find out, they lock you up, right? Because it's a dishonor, it's a disgrace. So your uncle locks you up in the cell, but your
Yeah.
friends help you escape. They get you out, and you somehow get to your horse at one point, trying to get out of the camp. Well, on your way out of the camp, your horse gets shot with 3 arrows. So, so anyway, you're galloping the hell out of there. You get away, and then it cuts to like another scene, and the horse is still kind of trotting and galloping, whatever. And then it kind of fades to black, and then it fades back in, and then your horse is kind of just going through a slow trot, and then it fades back out, and then it fades back in, and then your horse is just like just one foot at a
Oh.
time, just like, and then it just falls over, and you fall off your horse, obviously, because your horse is just bleeding out, and oh my God. Like, I'm gonna lose it. So then it cuts to a wide shot, and that's when you see the horse fall to the ground, and you fall off the horse, and it's like this beautiful, and it's just, and the shot holds, it just stays there, and it's just you going over to your horse, and then he says, "I'm sorry I couldn't protect you," and it's just like, oh God, it just kills me every time. And the horse is
Uh,
like barely breathing, and then the horse just dies,
oh.
and it's like the most beautiful music playing, and oh my God, the sound around just doesn't exist in this scene either. It's so gorgeous. It's such a beautiful scene, but
Yeah.
yeah, really sad.
Damn.
I know.
Horses, man.
I watched it recently, and I was just like, fuck, fuck me. Oh God, it kills me every time. Yeah, I don't know with animals, man. Animals in death is just, I can't do it.
Every time.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
But
All
anyway,
right. So,
there you go.
all right. Well, I'm looking forward to that when I get to the game eventually.
Yeah, right.
Um, all right. So my last one is from Marvel's Spider-Man, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So Doc Ock, Spidey's mentor,
Mm-hmm.
just helped Mr. Negative release a toxin into the city, and it's killing people fast. Aunt May runs a shelter, and she spends her time helping those sick. And eventually, she gets the disease. You see her start to cough, and it gets worse and worse.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as she's rapidly dying, Peter fights Dr. Octopus to get the only copy of the cure. And in that moment, Doc Ock reveals that he knew Peter was Spider-Man all along, and he didn't care, and he's worthless, and it's stupid. The moment isn't stupid, but like, you're so hurt. Anyway, so you get back to Aunt May in time, and you talk to the doctor, and you're like, I have the cure. And they're like, great, we need it. We need that to make copies to save the whole city. There's not enough to save her and the whole city. And he leaves, and that leaves you with the choice to leaves Spider-Man, not you, the player,
Right.
with the choice to save Aunt May or the city. And she wakes up, and he tries to act all brave for her, and he's like, "Don't worry, miss. I'm gonna get you back to normal in no time." And she says, "Take off your mask. Let me see my nephew's face." And it's the moment that she reveals that she knew the whole time. And
that one killed me too.
And he's crying, and he's like, "I don't know what to do." And she said, "Yes, you do. I am so proud of you. Your Uncle Ben would be so proud of you." And you're like, she's dying and coughing, and you're holding the cure right next to the machine, and you make the right decision to save it for the rest of the city as she dies. And the scene closes out with him holding her hand next to her dead body.
Woof. Like, that's a rough one.
I've told that story to people who will not play the game, and every time I'm like, I'm gonna cry. Every time.
I want to play that game.
I think I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw up. You're not gonna throw up. Oh my god, that's so sad.
It was so sad, but it was so good.
Yeah.
It was, that game was the best Spider-Man movie I've ever played.
I'm really upset that I actually streamed that, because I think that I didn't have that same reaction because I was streaming it and so focused on chat.
I hate that.
I know. I'm so mad. I'm so pissed. Like, like the fact that I probably missed out on an emotion that I'll never be able to get back, you know? But hey.
So yeah, it didn't hit you as hard as it could have, but still good.
Oh yeah, it was great. I thought it was, definitely. When they said, "Let me see my grandson," I was like, oh. That shook me. I was like, damn. Cool. All right. Well, my last one is going to be from Spiritfarer, which is probably the most recent and easily, I think, the hardest I've ever cried playing a video game in my entire life. Like, I think I didn't, well, I wouldn't say sobbed, but I definitely was like you watch, I don't know, you watch any like sad cancer story of a dog, and that was my reaction for this. So this is a little bit of a Spiritfarer spoiler, but you know, the thing with Spiritfarer is, you know, you have to let go of everybody. Everybody has to go and just pass on and move on to the other side of the life.
Absolutely.
So it's not a huge spoiler, but this was when I had to say goodbye to Gwen, the deer. And the reason why you have to say goodbye to Gwen is because it's the only way you can get a spirit flower.
Oh.
And that's...
So you need that for something else in the game?
You need that to purchase certain items to upgrade your ship. So I realized, like, there's going to be a certain point in every part of the game where in order to move on to another level or to get something else, you're going to have to say goodbye to another spirit at that point.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was kind of like, I wasn't like really sad at first. I was like, okay, and then the thing is, what's nice about it is Gwen actually said, "I think I'm ready." I was like, oh, okay, good. I don't have to like make this decision for myself. She's saying that she's ready. And it's like, okay. It's like, but then she said, "Whenever you're ready, I'm ready." It's like, okay, well then let's go. Because I have to get the spirit flower. So I know. But anyway, so you pull into the realm that you say goodbye. And she says so many gorgeous, like so many beautiful things. Like she's so thankful. She says like, you know, you have been the best to me, and like I couldn't thank you enough. And you know, the time on your ship has been absolutely wonderful. And like, she said so many nice things. I was like, stop it. Stop saying nice things. You're making it harder. And then all of a sudden, the main theme of the song, like the main theme of the game, that theme song that kicks in, it like kicks it up into like a full notch, like another gear with like a full blown orchestra version of the song. And it is the most gorgeous thing I've ever heard, like in a long time. So not only is the music absolutely gorgeous and beautiful, Gwen is being lifted up, and she's just like turning into this beautiful like spirit, and it's just so gorgeous to look and see. And I was just like crying so hard the whole time because the music was just so poignant and so beautiful, and it just continues to get more and more sad because at one point when she disappears, everything changes and shape shifts into like this platformer where you start jumping onto like these platforms almost as if you're climbing to like the heavens, and you see glimpses of your past life with her as humans.
Oh.
Yeah, so like you see like these silhouettes of like characters, like you being with her and her like your family and laughing together and like spending time with each other. And it's like these different little clouds. They're showing like moments that you've had together in the past life. And it was so touching. And then of course it's just so sad to come back to the boat because then you get to her room and it's just covered in flowers. And then that's how you
Oh.
get a spirit flower. And I'm like, I don't want to get rid of this room though. It's like her, it's almost like a way of like remembering her. It's like her grave now, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't want to let go of that room because of
Yeah.
that. Uh,
Sad.
but my God, I cried so hard during that scene when she was actually leaving on the boat because the music was just so overwhelmingly beautiful.
Yeah.
And this is interesting. Have you seen Up?
Yes.
Okay. So if any of those who want to see Up and don't want it spoiled, here you go. I
It's been
found
like 13 years. Get over it.
I know, right? So this is interesting, but this guy was pointing out why it's so sad. It's not just because of what happens, but if you listen to the music is actually in a major chord. And most of the time when we hear a sad part in movies, they're forcing you, they're almost like telling you that you have to be sad by playing sad music. And if you
Yeah.
actually watch Up and you listen again, it's all in a major chord up to the
Mm.
very end, and your body doesn't know how to react to that because you're so tuned to the minor chords, whereas now it's major and it's like this beautiful happy thing, and it's so sad. So you have
Yeah.
nothing left to do but cry.
Yeah. That's
And it's
good.
like, whoa, it just blew my mind, and I was like, that makes so much sense. So then when I had seen that after I had played, this moment in Spiritfarer, and I was like, is that why I cried so hard? Because this whole like juxtaposition of music and moment, it was really
Yeah.
cool. So
But it's also like this beautiful thing.
it was gorgeous. I felt so
'Cause,
happy for her, and I
like,
don't
I
know.
don't know, like, how it is in the game, though. Like, do they become energy or is there, like, an after place? Like,
It's
do they
it's
mention?
they don't mention, they don't explain,
Got
but
it.
she turns on like an energy and disappears.
Got it.
So yeah, I don't know exactly.
Yeah. So that's great. That is the stuff I want to play for.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
Gorgeous.
I guess you weren't right. They actually did know each other the whole time.
Yes. So
Got it.
they definitely knew each other from a past life. That's from what I'm telling at least, because the fact that they have visuals of them spending time together, like you're
So
seeing,
does Stella look different in
you
the
don't see
past?
faces, but you see silhouettes, and it's like almost clear. It's like, oh, this is you remembering your life with Gwen in
Got it.
another lifetime. Like that's the only thing I can make sense of it right now. But you don't
So
see like,
you don't think this is all the one life?
I don't. I think
Okay, I
this
still
is
do. I
okay.
do think it is.
All
Like
right.
it's from watching Emily, that I
Right.
do. I like, unless they explicitly say like another life. I feel like
Yeah.
her, when they passed on the title to her, they gave like, they're like, here's all the people you love,
Gotcha.
like, to help you become who you're going to be.
Gotcha. Yeah, go ahead and watch that section when Emily gets to it, and then tell me.
Yeah,
You may think differently afterwards, but that's the vibe I got anyway.
got it.
So,
Okay.
but yeah, it's a beautiful game,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that just
Cool.
man, that scene.
Yeah. Awesome. Looking forward to it. I'll make sure Emily does not listen to this until
Yes. Yes,
until that.
definitely.
Okay. Well, we're done crying for now.
That's it.
Spoilers are over.
Spoilers are over.
Yeah.
I'm waving my hands for those of you watching. You can. We're good.
You can listen. We're gonna move on to a game we don't play by ourselves anymore
No.
that much because we like it with guests.
Yeah, we do.
But this is Video Game Taboo. The way this game works is Nathan and I have a randomlists.com/random video games thing where we pull up a list, of video games, and we're gonna try to taboo the other person to say it. So like, you can't say anything from the title, but nothing else is off limits. Nathan is setting the timer.
Got it.
I got the website open. Do you want to relay to me first or vice versa?
I can relay to you first.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. All right. Minute 30 on the clock. On your mark. Get set. And here we go. All right. It's an underwater survival game.
Subnautica?
Yes. We just talked about this game, Aunt May.
Spider-Man.
Okay. This one is a game that actually I liked. Takes out in the post-apocalyptic universe. It was after the third in the franchise. And
Resident Evil?
no,
3?
it was open world or post-apocalyptic.
Days Gone?
No, you come
No,
from
it's a
you come from
franchise.
a vault. You come from a vault.
Oh, Fallout 4.
Yes. This is the one where you're a little person and you're fighting gigantic monsters. And
Shadow of the Colossus.
yes. This is the blue guy with the fast. He runs really fast.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes, but it's the one. What is Spider-Man? What is he considered?
Sonic Heroes.
Yes. This is the one where you're like you play little people and you have to make food really fast to get. And you have to work together.
Overcooked.
Yeah, and this is the last one. It's oh no, there's two more. It's you're in like a subway. Another word for subway, like in Europe.
Train.
What do they call the subway in Europe?
Trolley. The uni.
Okay, it's a type of sexual. It's a guy who dresses really nice.
Metro.
Yeah.
Metro. Metro 2033.
Yeah, no, you got it. This is like 16-bit looking game. It's a RPG. You have a tool that instead of a sword that you use, it's a
Minecraft.
It's a tool that you use to garden.
Terraria.
What are tools to use for gardening?
Hose. Pickaxe.
Dang it. Shovel knight.
Oh.
I was trying to get there.
We had made the rules where you can skip across multiple things, right?
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Okay.
I should have
You did not,
switched
though.
it. I did not. But you can.
Okay. Well, we got 7. That's nice.
Yeah, it's not bad.
All right. Let me pull up one here.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready. On your mark.
And yep.
Set. Go.
This was a first-person shooter that was, I think, on the Nintendo 64, but they've made two games for current consoles. It's when like things are feeling bad, you start to feel a sense of
Accomplishment? No, wait.
no bad.
Oh,
Gloom and
Doom.
yeah.
Doom
Okay.
64 or whatever.
Yeah. So this one, the creators are Matt Trey Parker and
South Park and the Frayed Butthole or
yeah, that's close enough. I'm gonna get it. You played this one and said it was too stupid for you.
too stupid. Hang on.
It was the turn-based one with the talking cat.
Oh, shit. Persona 5.
Yep. And then this is the puzzle one I thought was super stupid and I hated it.
Oh my god, what's the name of that puzzle one?
It's when you see a crime happen.
Oh, police quest.
No, like what's the word when like police are questioning you because you witnessed a crime? Damn it! It's the witness. This one is woohoo!
Oh, Mario 64.
Yep, there you go.
Cool.
This one was Green Hat Elf Dude for the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, Link's Awakening.
No, for the Nintendo Switch.
Link,
like the first one.
Breath of the Wild.
Yep.
Okay.
This one is woohoo, but in a city.
Mario Odyssey.
Yep, and then this one follows Nathan Drake.
Oh, Uncharted.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I lost credit for The Witness.
That's okay. The Witness. That's it. Oh.
Yeah.
Dang it.
All right, we both got 7. That's
14. That's not bad. That's not bad. I'll take it.
Good. The first one we were like blowing through, and then we hit a speed bump.
I know. I kind of skipped over Shovel Knight because I was like, wait, how do I describe this? And I realized, oh, gardening.
Yeah, and then like, pickaxe? Because I thought it. Yeah, I did not get that at all.
No, you definitely made sense. I mean, your answers weren't wrong. You can definitely use those for gardening.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh well.
Good time.
All right, cool. So we're gonna move on to our last segment. Give it an hour, and I challenge us both to play the same game, which I heard is extremely emotional. A Plague Tale, Innocence or of Innocence, something like that.
Yeah, Plague Tale Innocence.
And yeah, it was an experience. You could look at that on our YouTube channel.
Yep.
As Nathan said, mine looks like it was recorded on a potato because I used my podcast settings. But I look great for some reason.
He looks amazing.
Why did the whole video look like crap except me?
Yeah, it looked like somebody had like smeared like poop on the screen.
Yeah.
On his. It was just
but
like, what happened?
also it was kind of like HDR.
Yeah.
Was an issue, and it really washed out all the colors.
Yeah,
and,
it did.
I'm not. My Elgato says it can take HDR, and I don't know why it doesn't record that way.
Maybe you have to like test some settings.
Yeah, maybe.
Weird. But yeah, you can watch
cool.
that there.
Anyway, yeah, we played that. I'll go through my notes first. I've never been so traumatized so quickly as I have in this game. Like, you're playing, and like the dad's kind of annoying, and the dog, you get to pet it, which is the best part.
Of course.
Also, it ran like trash on PC, so I had to start it 3 times.
Yeah, my shit
and
crashed.
I pet the dog every time, and I'm glad I did, because shortly after, it's going after a boar, and it's like heavily wounded in a hole, and then you watch it get eaten and sucked into the hole,
Dude.
and like, what the
Fuck.
fuck?
Well, that's the thing. Like when it was there, I was like, I saw the hole immediately. I was like, you should probably get the dog away from the hole. Like, why is it in the hole? I saw the hole first thing. I was like, get the
Like
dog
I
out
was
of the
like,
hole.
I was like, maybe it's too fragile. The guts. I don't know, but
I
like
don't know.
it was sad.
It was. Threw me off.
And many more people died, but that's by far
Oh,
the saddest thing.
yeah. So many people died.
Like people storm. You're like your father's like the lord of the land,
Right.
and your castle comes under attack because they want to find your little brother who you're guarding.
Right.
You watch your dad die. You escape with your mom, but eventually she sacrifices her own life so that you guys can live.
Mm-hmm.
The stealth aspects were very fun. I enjoyed it a lot. The graphics, we talked briefly about it. They looked very PlayStation 3. The lip syncing was awful if it was even there. If a side character was talking to you, they didn't even bother.
Yeah, the characters are really bad.
Yeah, but it had gorgeous coloring and like stills again were very good.
The atmosphere was great. The atmosphere in the world was great, but the people just looked like they didn't look that good at all.
No, it did not look great.
Generic.
Yeah. I loved the animation of how you were holding your brother when you were hiding with him.
Yeah,
like
that was
it all
cool.
looked really good.
Yep.
I like the time it takes to pick him up and put him over obstacles when you're trying to sneak.
Right.
You really feel like a real responsibility for your brother during the game, and like it very early on, it does that for you. I don't understand anything going on yet, and I don't know if it becomes more apparent, but this is like one of those games where it just thrusts you right into the action.
Right.
A lot of people are dying. You don't care about them because you haven't gotten to know them at all.
Right.
But it does tell the story for the main character. But it would have been nice to get more like with It Takes Two, Once Upon a Time and Every Day. But like it jumps right into like, but one day everyone dies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It just kicks you in a hole.
I love the slingshot as a weapon. I love that first fight that you had to like chip off a piece of his armor one at a time.
Right, that was kind of fun.
Telling your little brother that his parents are dead after protecting from it I was like, I think I said in the stream, I'm like, I dread when you have to tell him. And then like within 5 minutes, she's like, they're dead. Because like every decision that kid was making was, we have to wait for mom.
Yeah, right.
We have to wait for mom. Like in like the innocence of not knowing that she died.
Oh my God.
In that moment was heartbreaking.
I was being a jerk though, because he was being like a little shit. I was like, and she's like, they're dead. And I was like, yeah, no, shut up.
And then
he was being a little shit because he was making all this noise getting them killed. I was like, shut the fuck up, kid.
But like his like, liar, you're lying. And then he storms off.
It's like, what are you doing?
This kid, he doesn't want to accept it. I get it.
He doesn't.
Oh,
he doesn't.
But it might top Last of Us for most shocking start to a game for me. Like I've never been like it. I didn't obviously care as much as when Joel's daughter died.
Right.
But like this one, like even though the deaths didn't mean a whole lot to me personally.
Right.
It hurt to watch play out.
Yeah.
So I am definitely adding this game to my backlog.
Okay.
I will be playing it. It's not going to be near the front of the backlog, I don't think. But I definitely look forward to playing through this game.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on a lot of those things. Like the gameplay was very, I don't know, the gameplay was it was just very familiar because it's you've played it before. Like somewhere in your life, you've played a game that's very similar to this in terms of the gameplay. You know, using the grass as a way of hiding and stealth. You know, again, the atmosphere I think was absolutely gorgeous. Like the game itself looked really good. The only thing I didn't like too much though was the fact that I pretty much called every single thing that was going to happen before it actually happened.
I did that too.
I wasn't surprised by almost anything because it just you kind of just knew where it was going, I guess. And I think that was the biggest fault for me, was the fact that I was like, literally when they're headed towards the town, look, there's smoke. There's probably lots of people. And I was like, yeah, people burning at the stake. Then sure enough, they turn the corner and there's people getting burned alive. I was like, I knew it. And then it's like, and then of course, and then at the part where she goes to the old woman, she's like, stay in here. They won't find you. I was like, yeah, right. It's like, they're definitely going to find them there. And then They said there's clothes upstairs you can put on. They're like, oh, these clothes fit perfectly. I was like, how the hell do those clothes fit so perfectly? Are they her grandkids? And she said, those are
Yeah.
my grandchildren's. I'm like, son of a bitch. Just like,
Yeah.
I think I did it to myself, but I just had too many moments where I was just calling every story beat, and I was like, this is not fun, because I'm just like, I see everything playing out, how it's gonna happen. But I don't know. I honestly feel like I just don't want to play this game right now. Like
It's fair.
I get it. Like I see why it's a good game and I see why people enjoy it. But I think for some reason I'm just not excited about the story. I'm not really excited about the main character. I'm unable to, I guess, relate to the main character. So that's probably why I'm not going to be adding it to my backlog.
That's fair.
But I don't know. It might be one of those things where I pick up eventually, but just right now I just can't say yes to it because I was actually having more fun making fun of it than I was actually having fun enjoying it, which kind of sucks because that's not the whole point of the game. The point of the game is to make you feel threatened and scared, and but I do admit that taking out that one boss guy was super fun. I actually really enjoyed that. And I do hear that trying to maneuver around the hordes of rats is actually a really fun gameplay aspect. That's like one of the biggest parts of the whole game are the rats, I guess. So,
I didn't get any indication of the rats, besides the opening thingy.
Well, it's the plague. It's the French plague. So that's kind of what it's going, I guess. But I've seen trailers for it, and that's all they show are the frickin' rats.
I'm hoping they get all the predictable stuff out of the way because they're still in the early part of the game. Like maybe some more exciting stuff happens, but you don't know.
That's a good point. But no, honestly though, I think the voice acting was really well done. The atmosphere looks great. The gameplay is fun. There was a couple of moments where I thought the sensitivity was a little too much. Like it was almost jarring on how lightly I could tap the joystick and I would fling all the way around the screen. I was like, holy shit. But and it's just not for me right now, I think. And I think maybe one day. But we did get a review on I think it's Instagram actually, or maybe it was Twitter. I think it was Twitter from Real M Fresh. He's actually one of the hosts of the Hunter Bishop podcast. He said, one of the best games of last gen. The story is terrific with likable characters and believable relationships. The graphics and atmosphere are incredible, and the rat hordes are appropriately terrifying. It's like a dark and twisted Goonies. Absolutely must play. 10 out of 10.
Dark and twisted Goonies? That makes me want to play even more.
I know. I was like, what? I didn't get that vibe at all.
Maybe not yet. Maybe you get some more people with you.
Maybe.
But with all the death, it seems too dark to be a Goonies.
I know, right? There was not that much. Was there any death in Goonies? Was there one death?
No.
Oh, there was the one dead body.
The person murdered, the one person murdered that the whole movie's about.
Yeah, he's in the freezer or whatever.
Yeah, you don't even see him die. You just Chunk opens it and he falls on him.
He's laying on him. Get up. But yeah, that was a good choice. But yeah, so thanks for the review, Real M Fresh. We appreciate it. And as always, we do this every week, and we'd actually like you to get your reviews in for the games we play each week and play along with us. So this week upcoming, we're going to be playing Oxenfree with the new announcement of Oxenfree 2. Neither of us have played it, so we're going to give Oxenfree a try. So we'd like you to try it out as well. And send in your reviews when you see the social media posts go up, or you can join our Discord, and you can post your reviews in there, and then we will read them on the show.
Awesome. Great. So we're going to wrap up here. You can find me, Zavadabadoo, on everything. Twitch, YouTube, I think. Instagram, Twitter. Where can they find you?
You can find me on everything as Adventure Hawkins, except on Twitter, it's Adventure without the E. And I'm currently doing a permadeath series of No Man's Sky on my YouTube channel right now. So go and check that out if you want to watch some permadeath survival stuff.
Yeah. You can check us out on, YouTube, Backlog and Beyond, Twitter, Backlog Beyond, Instagram, Backlog and Beyond. Or you can check out our link tree, which I'm sure is in the description.
Probably easier.
Thank you guys so much for coming out. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Slap that like button. You got a joke?
I do got a joke.
I almost counted it out by accident, but go ahead.
So my friend says I'm getting fat, but in my defense, I've had a lot on my plate recently.
Weakest one for a while. No laugh for you. Count out for me. 5, 6, 7, 8.